You think you know who you are, your name, your story, your personality. But what if I told you that's not you? It's a mask your brain created to keep you safe. Every opinion, every reaction, every belief you hold is part of a carefully built identity. And while that identity helps you survive, it also traps you. This is the ego illusion, the invisible story you keep telling yourself about who you are and who you think you have to be. If you've ever felt like you're living on autopilot, chasing what others expect instead of what you truly want, subscribe to Mindshift, because here we don't just live, we wake up. What the ego really is. The ego isn't arrogance, it's identity. It's the I in your mind that says, this is me. But in psychology, the ego is more like a lens than a truth. It filters reality to protect your self-image. When someone criticizes you, it feels like an attack, because your brain can't separate opinion from identity. That's why growth feels threatening. Changing your habits, your beliefs, or your circle feels like losing yourself. But in truth, you're not losing yourself. You're shedding an illusion that never was you in the first place. How the ego is formed. From childhood, you start constructing your identity through feedback. What others reward, what they reject. You learn that being loved means being a certain way, so you adapt. You suppress the parts that don't fit the mold and amplify the parts that gain approval. By adulthood, that adaptation becomes your personality. But most people never question it. They think this is who I am. In reality, it's who you became to survive. The ego thrives on labels. Your job, your achievements, your failures. It constantly says, I am this or I am not that. But once you build your identity around external things, you become terrified of losing them. That's why failure hurts so deeply. It's not just losing a result, it's losing a piece of your self-image. Why the ego keeps you stuck. The ego's job is to protect consistency. It doesn't care if you're happy. It only cares if you're right. So it defends the old story, even when that story is destroying you. That's why people stay in toxic jobs, unhealthy relationships, and unfulfilling routines, not because they love the pain, but because deep down their identity is attached to it. The ego fears change because change feels like death. And in a way it's the death of who you thought you were. How to transcend the ego. The solution isn't to kill the ego, it's to see through it. Number 1, observe your thoughts. You are not the voice in your head, you're the one who hears it. That awareness alone breaks the illusion. Number 2, detach from labels. You're not your job, your status, or your past. You're the consciousness experiencing them. Number 3, practice stillness, meditation, journaling, or silent walks. These moments weaken the ego's grip because silence terrifies the identity that lives on noise. Number 4, let go of being right. Every time you defend your identity, you strengthen the illusion. True confidence isn't about proving who you are, it's about not needing to. You are not the story you tell yourself. You are the awareness behind it. And the moment you realize that, the ego loses its power. When the mask falls, what's left isn't emptiness, it's freedom. This is Mindshift. Understand your mind, master your life.